Man, I'm on this 303 baby timing, man. Hey, yo, Thriller, man, what we doing, gang? Hunters coming and make sure that paper going all around. I ain't trying to hit, I know these.
And welcome to the National Meat Treasure Podcast with your host, Sasha, a.k.a. Penn Badgley. Is that his name? The guy from You?
Yeah.
I just found out his name today. I've just known him as Joe from You. I haven't watched that show, but that's a hard-ass name. Penn Badgley? I wish my name was something cool like that.
Oh, that's the actor's name?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of crazy.
Penn with two N's.
Yeah.
Whoa, somebody went hard on that one. You know, in the spirit of really no, you know what? I got nothing. It is a really exhausting week. There's been a lot of things that are going on. It's Valentine's Day, so it's your boy Cupid.
It is Valentine's Day.
I'm cherubic, and I usually just wear a cloth diaper and shoot pointed heart arrows at people and tell them they're in love.
I'm picturing
as I take them to the hospital.
Your full-grown man face, you know, glasses, facial hair, and all on a little cherub.
Well, you can see my daughter. We'll just shave her head. That's what I'll do. I'll shave her head right. Yeah. I'm going to shave my daughter's head and let her just walk around. And she's perfect because she's got like a terrible temper. So, yeah, she's going to smack somebody with an arrow.
Wow. Well,
yeah. I like it.
Happy Valentine's Day. It is Thrillah from the Three, a.k.a. Joey from the National Meat Treasure Podcast.
Is it still Saint Thriller?
Absolutely.
Because two saints should recognize each other. You know, I don't know if you got to dap up Saint Valentine or something. Just saying. I think that's like, you know, par for the course. Damn. You're right. I don't know anything about Saint Valentine. Is he problematic? Do we know?
I don't even know. I don't know.
I feel like I've read the lore of what Valentine's Day is 15 times and forgotten each and every time.
Every time.
What lore? Like, what are we doing besides like Eros and Cupid? Like, what is deeper than Valentine's Day?
Like Valentine's Day has nothing to do with love, like in the same way that Christmas has nothing to do with trees. But like the meaning,
no, it has everything. No, that's the thing. Christmas has everything to do with trees. It's part of the pagan. It's the pagan holiday. Actually. It's literally what they started with. Yeah. But like the Santa has nothing to do with Christmas. That's really what it comes down to. Santa has not like well.
There's a Santa origin story.
There's a Santa origin. We're going to like what is it like a Saint Nicholas or some you know yeah. So some dude who like picks up kids in his bag and like throw them across places when they behave badly. Man, we're having this conversation like 2.5 months too late. Because it is. I kind of just totally forgot about Valentine's Day, kind of. But like, I don't know. You know what? I feel like Thanksgiving's got to be the most top tier holiday. I feel like if Thanksgiving, I feel like we need a second Thanksgiving in the middle of the year, just because like here's the thing about it as an adult. As an adult, we're all suffering under capitalism, and we all get stressed about buying presents, right? But like Thanksgiving. Its whole focus is just to eat. So I feel like we need a second eating holiday. I know a lot of people do that before Memorial Day and 4th of July. Memorial Day, but they grill. Like, nobody feasts. Mm-hmm. I feel like we need another feast holiday smack dab in the middle of summer. A Memorial Day? Yeah, bro. What about Labor Day? Labor Day is a barbecue day. Yeah. Like, think about that.
But yeah, he's talking about he's not talking about barbecue.
Like no grilling. July? Like, you're just inside or outside eating, but not grilling.
Yeah. Not
that's stupid. I want to be outside. Holiday. I want to be outside and not grilling. I like grilling.
I wouldn't mind.
We'll make the sides in the house. Okay. I don't know. It is February 14th, observed in honor of Saint Valentine as a day of exchange of Valentines and other tokens of affection. That's about the most basic dictionary.com reference.
Yeah. There's some deep, religious meaning that we're not going to let you sit here and read. Maybe you could skim through that. But I think the people want to hear about.
One day.
I mean,
it was called the Feast of Saint Valentine. Maybe we changed the holiday.
we are on time for the news this week because the Super Bowl just happened and Rhianna, we don't know shit about sports, but Rihanna's Super Bowl show did go off. The Rhianna concert, as the Super Bowl has been affectionately called. How did we feel about it as a unit?
I have not seen it.
I felt great. I watched it live. I really appreciated her rendition of Super Smash Brothers Melee. It was a fantastic, honestly, bro, you know what? Not even being facetious or anything like that. Like, this woman sang 12 songs, each one like a full bank, like a full hit, like not like part of the repertoire and some deep cut. Like, there was no deep cuts. There was zero. Everything was a hit. That's her whole that was power. 12 songs in 13 minutes.
I want to touch on that real quick. Do you prefer a deep cut concert or a hits concert? I like a mixture.
It's got to be a mixture.
I want a mixture. It's got to be a mixture. So yeah, sure. But the fact is maybe the point is lost. Where I'm saying is that this woman is so prolific that all of her songs are hits. They're all number like they're all number ones. Like there's like literally, I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh shit, oh yeah. Not like I forgot about it, but I just remembered. That was a number one song. That's a number one song. By the fourth song, I'm like, haha, this is kind of funny. She's really talented. All her songs are, top hits. Like, you did not see that with a lot of artists, like probably since like Prince or Michael Jackson. And I'd even say you could probably squeak Prince out of there because Michael Jackson's a different kind of like star. Like, she has music that literally the whole stadium was singing, like that everybody knew because it was on the radio at one point. Something happened. There's something around you, some game, some, football, something, and it went off. And Rhianna, and she was pregnant. First off, I was team baby bump from the beginning, and you were team she post pregnancy. We both were in a terrible situation. Either way, it was a doomed conversation, but really baby bump one is probably the least problematic one because it was meant to be out there, and she kept rubbing the belly. She had it out like that. It was very reminiscent of the Beyonce reveal, when she just like had the wind on her and she's like rubbing her belly and you're like, oh shit, she's pregnant. And I don't know why we care about these moments, but you know what? ASAP Rocky is emptying the clip every single time. I promise you, bro. No one's sperm is that potent. Like, no one's like you're like you can't just go like haha like sporadically. Like, you are on top of that ass, and God bless you, ASAP, because I think everyone else in the world can agree. We would too. We would never pull out.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I wasn't. See, okay, so when I saw it, my first thing was I saw the belly, and I'm like, I don't know if she's pregnant again or this is just like a postpartum body. But my thing was like, Rhianna hasn't performed in many years, so I was like, I was a little upset because I was like, already the internet is if this isn't a bump from pregnancy, then the internet is going to be a buzz saying, attacking Rihanna's body, and that's not what I wanted this to be about. So I knew those conversations were going to happen. And then I did see a lot of people say that like I saw people saying that like they were watching it with their families, whatever. And then some people in their families were like, damn, Rhianna got big. And somebody was like, well, fuck you. It's a woman's body. It's a woman's choice. But in the back of their mind, they were like, damn, she did get big. But then we decided,
but she's pregnant.
We all decided it's a baby. Fantastic. And also like, I just want to say to the people who, all right, I want to, because there's two sides of the fence right now. One side of the fence was that it was a quote unquote mid Super Bowl show. And I will say that in Super Bowl history, it's not the top performance, but also it is very much a top performance for a pregnant woman. Because the Super Bowl shows, halftime shows, typically don't just have the guest that was told. Like, it's never just like, oh, it's this artist, and then 5 other people we didn't expect come out. So that was the only part I was upset about, that we didn't have like, like a Drake pop out, which I feel like Drake's got to do a Super Bowl show at some point in his career. I feel like that's the only thing he hasn't done.
He's there. It's next year. I was
honestly just hoping for like 3 seconds of Drake and work to happen. And that's all I wanted, if that was going to be any kind of guess. But again, for a pregnant woman, that was an amazing performance. The fit was amazing. And also, you know what I like too?
I don't think we need to put an asterisk. It was a top performance. I think people are really just not understanding what that looks like and what an artist like her, especially the fact that her body is different. You know, and the fact is that she's doing all this shit and she's choreographing an entire dance where she's part of it. She's practicing. Like there's like that's a lot of commitment, and legitimately playing 12 songs in 13 minutes and all of them are hits. Bro, someone pull up the set list. Like, it is wild. Like, it is like, I was completely taken aback. And like, what other artist has done that?
Also, shout out to her stylist.
Toby Keith?
I did like a deep dive on the toilet one day. I was just like on her stylist Instagram, and apparently like he kind of had like, when she revealed the first baby, she had kind of a similar red outfit that was more like, you know, flowy because she was at like an event. And then at this one, he styled her again for the baby reveal with like a more sporty red outfit with the same color red. And then he did a different red for like a cover she was doing. I was like, oh, they got a theme for her baby reveals going on. I fuck with that. So, you know, I wish I could. I mean, I'm not gonna say his because like, who cares? He's rich. He's styling Rhianna. I think he doesn't need our support. But good for him. But also, I have a theory, a deep cut conspiracy about why A$AP Rocky got with Rihanna, aside from super obvious reasons that it's fucking Rihanna. But
you know, I let my brain plant baby.
No, I just let my brain go dark places and weird places at all times. So there was a sex tape with A$AP Rocky that leaked about 5-6 years ago. It's like 10 seconds of him giving back shots to some model in like France, and people roasted him in the comments. You can't even see him. It's just a POV shot, right? But people are roasting that he's giving slow strokes. They're saying his meat was subpar. You can't even really see his meat because this model's ass is obviously huge. And also, the woman, you can't see her face, but clearly this is a paler skinned woman, so she could have been white, she could have been light skinned, we don't know. But basically, niggas was roasted, and A$AP Rocky clapped back. He's like, bro, nope. He's like, bro, my stroke game is this, that, and the third. So I think those dark thoughts of people roasting his sex tape sat with him, and he's like, I'm going to show these motherfuckers by getting the baddest bitch on the planet. And my God, he did. he got her pregnant twice. I think Rihanna might be the hottest, richest person. I think that Venn diagram of hot and rich, I think Rihanna is right there in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
No, it has to be, right? Right? She's like 1.7 billion like net worth. So, I mean, who's hotter and at that net worth? Jeff Bezos?
This performance
Warren Buffett?
Less hot, but Kylie Jenner's pretty attractive. But I mean, I don't really even count Kylie Jenner because like Kylie Jenner didn't get out the Kylie Jenner didn't get out of the mud, you know. Kylie Jenner she was going to be rich regardless. The Kardashians really all were going to be rich regardless. So, like, I mean, if you just want to throw in net worth and not a backstory, sure. But all of those people in that family, none of them are as hot as Rihanna. So,
Rihanna's been in the lexicon for 20 years. Like, that's kind of
crazy. Like, isn't she like our
30.
Age?
30 years.
How old is Rihanna?
Yeah, she's 34. No, she is. So 20 years. Yeah, I'm right.
I think you're right. No, I remember when I saw that her first fucking that Pawn the Replay song, I remember I was definitely cutting school and watching that shit on Fuse very erect as a teen. Those low-rise jeans when that was the look.
Bro. That was a look. Like, that was fantastic. Good times. You know what?
But yeah, so A$AP Rocky proved us all wrong. Clearly his strokes are fertile and doing well to please Rihanna.
And you know what? What's the problem with a slow stroke? Bro, like, a slow stroke is needed. Like, you can't be just like pounding. Like, it's got to be temporal differences. You know, we Joey, in music terms, we're changing the time signature, right? You know, like, yes. Plop, 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 plop.
Adjusting the tempo, of course, you know.
Adjusting the tempo, adjusting the time. There we go. adjusting the tempo. You just have to. You have to. It's slow strokes are great. You can't. Listen. I beg
and
you
I agree.
today.
And I agree
today.
But they
have sex
roasted
with your
him for
person.
it.
With your person. Be right on their face. In the missionary's position, but just like literally in their face. Best time you'll ever have. You'll both come. You'll both have a great time. You're looking at each other. You're feasting on each other. Your mouths are all over each other. Enjoy. That's the way you should be fucking. What? How did I get here?
Speaking of, were you just fucking? Like, you are married. What was your Valentine's Day entailed? Were you just having sex?
I took the day off and fucked my wife, and smoked weed, fucked my wife, and played Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was a good day.
And fucked your wife.
It was great. And fucked my wife.
Good for
you.
It was fun. I think Valentine's Day, as far as like, I feel like people in shorter term relationships are, how do I put it? Like, they make too much of a big deal about it, whereas I think married couples really need it. Like, you really should take that time, if no other time, than to say, than to stop, take a day off work, and say, hey, you're my wife, you're my partner, you're my people. Let's lock in today. Let's put our phones down. And that's the thing, too. Put your fucking, like, nobody cares about your fucking flower hotel thing you got for Instagram. Like,
no one does.
Come on, just put it away.
Literally, no one does. Like, nobody wants to hear the Forever Valentine's like post. I apologize. Listen. I literally, I know where our worth is as a family and as a couple and where we're at. So, like, it doesn't. I think it's just weird, like, to constantly do that personally, and then show like these like menial things, like. Listen, you have fun. You buy each other things. And, that's the best thing. Like, this was a little gift from Joni. Then she asked me if I could put it on the show. And this is for her. And that's a Valentine's Day gift. Like, besides the dick. Like, it's a good day. I made steak. I made lobster ravioli. Like, it's a good day. You treat your person. I see a lot of people complain about these kind of holidays. And like, oh, you're a bitch if you're not... treated your woman 365 days like she's like, okay, shut up. Everyone's got work and everyone's got life. Like, sometimes the person that you're sleeping next to for the last like decade isn't your favorite person at the moment. So shut the fuck up. People don't need some people just need a pause. That's all it is. It's just a pause. Like, and you know what? Maybe it's a gentle reminder from capitalism where you see a stupid chocolate box with like a picture of something you guys used to laugh at. And you know what? That's where you should be at in a couple, in my opinion. You should be able to look at your partner and know that there's no pressure there. That the pressure is to give something that you can both like see value in. I don't know, like happiness in it. Happiness. There we go. That's the
and
word.
That thing happiness is your penis.
Yeah, it is. And I bought her platform Crocs, so that always works. They're cool. Have you seen those things?
Why did she want those exactly?
They're highlighter yellow.
Like, how high is the platform?
Pretty high. They're big. They're big. She's rocking them though. She loves them. She got like her new little charm. Over you. I don't care. I'm a secure man. Never bother me. I have my own Crocs too, but they're not platform, so I'm okay.
Now I think you guys got to get the matching platform Crocs.
We just keep increasing Croc height until we assert dominance.
Just doing battle until you're both like jousting in the air, like those
silent battle, like Final Fantasy kind of esque, like really dramatic, like kicks. Like, I could totally see that. You see like the panning camera, like. Man, I've been playing that game. Listen, it's 2 years past the game. I'm going to talk about it for 1 minute, maybe 10, maybe 25. You're all going to have to understand that I have to unload. I have nowhere else to talk about this.
I think you've been unloading enough today, my friend.
No, it's never enough.
You know how I know you've had way too much sex today?
The Blue Chew hasn't happened, so it ain't enough, brother. we going.
No, you know how I know you've had too much sex today? Because like you're hairier than normal. Like your hairline's a little restored. I feel
the testosterone just came back in. The testosterone just came back. Like it was just like there's a what happens, like there's a rhythm I think all men hit, and it's like full primal. Like it's just like there's nothing else except the stroke. Like there is like can you like really, right? Like you hear like maybe the noise that comes through, and maybe she says something and it like pulls you back in, and then it adds a little fuel, but I appreciate that primal that primal like moment that everyone just feels. You know what I'm saying? That's a mutual cool feeling.
And I bring up that exact thing very often when people say they don't like 69ing. And the reason people Tom Segura has even got like a whole bit about it. Like, why do we need to do two things at once? Like, and people's general disdain of 69 is like, oh, I can't concentrate on either thing. Why are you concentrating? Like, if you're getting in it, yeah, just shut your brain way the fuck off. Like there is no thoughts up here when I'm having sex.
Human nature. Your mouth knows what to do.
Listen,
like I feel like there's maybe like the first couple of times where I'm learning, I'm observing, I'm taking in the body, but like once I done hit 3-4 times, I am autopilot, horny, nasty, primal person. I'm tapping into my deepest roots. I'm like,
there's two different people.
You know what I feel like when I'm having sex sometimes? I feel like when you're just a caveman, like walking through like a flatlands, right? Like a plains. And then suddenly you see a tree and there's a fruit in the tree, and like everything in your body just possesses you to climb this tree and grab that fruit and bite into it. And the juice, and you take a nasty bite, the juices flow down your body. There's nectar on your nipples. That's what I feel like when I'm having sex. It's just,
yeah,
just no thoughts, just fruit.
Shout out to fruit stores. Shout out to fruit stores, like the old school like corner Korean fruit store. Shout out to those, because I just thought about that, like just grabbing one of those like fruits right off. They're always the freshest thing in the world. They're oversized, and then you just gushing fruit, whatever it is. Could be watermelon. Watermelon's classic. You could be doing a star fruit,
little dragon fruit. Really.
Ooh, well, you know what? I have a little complaint about dragon fruit. It tastes sugary, but not much else am I getting through. And I don't know.
Dragon fruit it's nature's cotton candy. It just doesn't taste like anything really. It's just like air.
Okay.
But it's really pretty.
I thought I was going to be tasting something super different. And when I was biting into it, and I was really like weirded out, I was like, this is kind of maybe not for me. But I'll give it a try. I want some new fruits. I love
what dragon fruit is?
New fruits.
Dragon fruit is like the bimbo of the fruit world. It's got a really pretty outside, but once you peel it open and really dissect it, there's nothing.
Not much.
There's nothing much going on in there. It's just like it's just air.
Yeah.
It's more of an ornamental fruit. I would like to have like a dragon fruit preserved, like a bunch of them in a bowl as a
like a tree. Feel like a tree, like a little plant.
Seed.
Yeah, white and full of black seed. Like that would be ill. There are some like really interesting Colombian fruits.
White and full of black seed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Talking about another fruit that does that. Yo, guanabana, soursop for you, the Caribbeans. Yo, that is the illest fruit in the world. I don't care what nobody says.
You're gonna have to spell that one for me, because I don't even know what that is.
Soursop for you English-speaking folks, and guanabana for. Yeah. So Jamaicans and people in the Caribbean will enjoy this fruit, but it is a big fruit in Colombia, and it looks kind of like it resembles like a durian. It's a little smaller. It's completely green, and when you crack it open, it's white flesh with dark black seeds right through, and it tastes like a blend of apple and pear with custard. So it's like the finest thing. I love that fucking fruit. Yo, it is, bro, the best memories. And maybe this is a problematic memory for you folks, but I was like 10, so go fuck yourself. My dad took me to a bullfighting, like spectacle in one of those like old school plazas, which was fucking one of the coolest experiences in my life. Like even if you don't your bullfighting has changed, I think, quite a bit, where we're not doing the kind of things we're doing anymore. But what we used to do, basically just kill the fucking poor steer, stab them to death. But I literally sat there and I remember enjoying a cool little box juice of guanabana. And that was like it's just imprinted. It's like one of those things like sealed. It'll never leave. I remember it was in a little cooler. So it was beating all the condensation. It was nice and cool. And I'm watching this bullfight. It's probably like 110 degrees upside. And, they're stabbing this poor bull to death. It was a cool fucking memory. It was a cool memory, though, bro. It was a cool memory. I don't care what anybody says. That shit is cool.
You just described the goriest, bloodiest event you've probably been to in your life. And you're like, it's a cool memory.
It's a cool memory. I've seen a lot of worse things, honestly. So, that's actually was pretty mild. You just go literally back
bloody
to the farm
family
and they're
fun.
Yeah. My family remember part of my family actually has a farm. So they do everything there. They're not going down to town for shit. Like they grow their own everything's there. Like I would remember walking and there'd be a mango tree, a lemon tree, a limon, a lime tree. There'd be an avocado tree. And I'm just like, why is there just like stuff? Like you could just grab that. Like people one of the things that blows my mind, especially in other countries, I'm sure, that aren't America, where everything has been a commodity now. People can so Colombians make tamales, and they make tamales kind of like Puerto Ricans do. They wrap it in a banana leaf, kind of like Jamaicans and Africans and, the whole lineage. But anyway, so they put it in a banana leaf, and I remember watching this video of one of those travel vlogs, which is like one of those nice rabbit holes I like falling into. And it's this dude in Colombia, and the lady was going to go make tamales for her. And you know what she did? She literally just went outside and grabbed like a plátano leaf. Like she just full on, she was like, okay, this is what I need. And just went inside. Can you imagine? Why don't we do that more? Why can't that be it's not even scarce. It's not even scarce to the point, it's just everywhere. People are even weed, especially during the 80s and the 70s, it was just growing, by people's houses. They didn't really kind of get what was going on. Some people would seek it out and grab it, take it with them. But man, we got to get back to that. That's what we need to get back to. I need toadstools and weed and, maybe friendly conversations over biscuits. That would be ill. Yes. Whoa, is that... we need the poo?
Destroy capitalism, my friend, and we'll get there. They're too busy building modern apartment buildings for white people to live in inner cities for us to grow fields of fruit.
I want to live in a toadstool. I want to live in a toadstool, and I also want to enjoy tea and whatever fine bakery items we can get, and just talk. Just sit there. What else are we gonna do? Just enjoy the weather. The breeze is nice today. Fuck, this is great. This is what else? What else do you want? Besides the odd adventure, right? Somebody comes by and all of a sudden they need a frog in their party, and you're obviously the frog for the job. So I don't know where I went. I just thought of so many things at the same time. But,
listen, my friend,
here we are.
We're right on the same page, my friend. Do you know how badly there's this this one guy there's a couple of guys I see on TikTok where they just cook shit in Dutch ovens over wood flames outside. Do you know how badly I want to eat something that was burned outside? With my whole heart, bro. I'm so sick of my fucking stove, and it's electric. It's not even gas.
Have you ever heard of cowboy cooking? If you're down TikTok,
I will deep dive tonight because that sounds like something of interest to me.
You'll love it because what it is, it's literally just direct coal cooking. Literally, people just put whatever meat right on top, and it's usually lump wood, that you're gonna get this deep smoke inside the meat. And people cook it in a certain way. They do tomahawks like that. They do other types of meats, and it's one of those things where you get into even if you get into just looking at it, there's a science to it, obviously, where fat renders and how muscle reacts to things, and why guys can lift up a brisket and it like bends and they know it's good. Like if it doesn't bend the way it shouldn't, that means there's not enough marbling. Like bro, the world that I go down because of my brain just wanting to obsess over these things. I love that. Yeah, bro,
I literally just want to shoot a fucking rabbit with an arrow and cook it over a wooden flame outside. Like I would.
Like
that's who I am. That's who I need to be.
You need to be like Link, bro. Just like set up like 2 little sticks and a little wire, maybe another stick, skewer that rabbit. You could probably find some salt, because salt is, going to be, there's going to be some salt deposits. So you're going to have something that's, nice and gamey, but also nice and flavorful. Maybe you find butter. Goat butter is a choice. I think goat butter and rabbit with maybe a stewed carrot. What's up, Doc?
Some bone marrow broth in a soup.
Woo! You know what? I love those. I love those Asian food cooking ones, especially when they add like 14 million peppers. Like I love those things. Like I don't know. I'm just like, oh, they're just making chili oil. It's like, I'm like, this is great. Why did the world wait so long to tell each other about the stupid shit they do? Because like even if we go down that rabbit hole, like those dudes that do the mochi, and I think everyone that's watches up right now has had to have watched somebody make mochi. Have you guys seen this?
I don't think I've seen any videos of people making mochi.
What? This shit is fire. They have like a whole spectacle because they pound like rice into the gelatinous, like kind of like stretchy thing. And they do this whole fucking thing, and people are just they hit it with a giant mallet. It's fucking great. You know what? We need to travel the world, boys. National Meat Treasure.
Just travel the walk with just a walk and a Dutch oven and a dream. That's all we need to do.
Yo, backpack boys. We need a large pan and a Dutch oven, and somebody's carrying the heating element. It's one of those like little campfire stoves. We can definitely.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. When I get the time, I'm making everything I can homemade, dude. I see so many fucking things like how to make your own chili oil, how to make your own sriracha. I saw something about how to make your own seasonings, like just dry out fucking just dry out like a bunch of cloves of garlic, then throw it in the fucking processor with some salt, like a food processor. Which ROI doesn't make sense for me because I do steal. Yeah, I do steal seasoning, so I mean, it doesn't really make sense for me to do that. It's like I could either steal this seasoning, allegedly, or I could make it myself, but then I have a higher electric bill because my stove is electric.
Right.
24 hours of work because I have to monitor when these garlic cloves especially dry. No, actually, I like that, but I'm down with it. I think those are good projects. I think. Like making your own stuff from scratch. I ended up learning how to make my own char siu and like barbecue Chinese pork. Oh god, dude, that was so fucking cool. When I learned how to make my own fried rice, like for real, like, and the techniques I was using, the pride you have in yourself, you just go like, damn, this shit hits. And it hits.
When I learned how to pickle things this year, I feel like I've leveled up in so many ways. About to have some jalapenos on my eggs after this. Some pickled jalapenos. I've been in there for a while. I've been in there for like 3 months, but I think they're still good.
Oh, they're going to burn you, bro. That's going to burn the shit out of you. That's not going to be fun. That hasn't mellowed out. That only gets angrier. It only gets angrier.
They're insanely spicy, but like they're mine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's from home.
You know what I want to? You know what I'm going to do this year? I'm gonna, I think I'm going to get on the pickle vibe, Bochu. I want to pickle pineapple with chili peppers. I had that many years ago.
And it didn't come out right because, like, you're supposed to use sugar, and I use salt instead. So it's just, they'd be good on ham. But I don't really have ham present at the moment. Because you know why? Right. Because there's no wild boars to kill out here. Because they're shit.
This should be. You know what? To stay on topic with wild boars, boys, do you know that there's a whole industry dedicated to murdering boars?
We talked about this on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you are fascinated with boar death. You won't kill the deers in your backyard, but you'll destroy boars in fucking Texas.
Only because I can't. I can't kill them right here, bro. I'm 200 feet next to a neighbor. Like, not 200 feet. I forget what the space is.
No. You can't kill them with a gun. But you throw that axe hard enough. In fact, you could probably choke a deer out. I feel like you could take a deer.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, it's fast though. That's the problem. I'm not fast. I will not catch up with that bitch. I will run out of breath. Like, I got one close enough to take out of my hands. I hope that happens. I haven't seen that really happen. Like, personally, all the deer that I've run into, they've either just run out in front of my car. They're a nuisance. You know, we need to stop protecting them. They need to be exterminated with extreme prejudice. Extreme.
Well, we only protect them. We only protect them to kill them. Like, you're totally allowed to kill them like 4 months out of the year.
Like, we need to just murder them. We need to just murder them. They don't really like help all that much. You know, they keep your lawn maybe a little short. That's great. But, you know, that's about it, bro. They bring ticks all the time.
Listen, because you're the one not eating venison, dog. You gotta eat them, venison.
Bro. I'm scared of venison still. One day I'll try it. You know,
venison is like, I mean, it's like a beef, but obviously cheaper because you shot it. And, you know, it's, I've had venison jerky. I've had venison stew. I never had any like just straight up seared venison. I'm sure it's great though.
Venison jerky was okay on your stomach?
I mean, everything's okay on my stomach. I don't really get stomach problems.
Was venison not good for you?
Dude, I remember one time I was,
I've never had it.
I remember one time I'm sitting getting my hair done, and there's these two women talking about like their vegan raw diets, and they're both looking very tired and very sickly because they're fasting and they're vegan and they're raw. And, you know, on top of that, like making raw shit is way more time consuming than cooking it. So they're both like losing sleep, and they're like, huh?
Can we pause for 2 seconds? The backshot air that those women produce must take you out. I'm just going to say, because
how did you get there from that?
Because all that raw, everything raw, you know the demographic we're talking about, bro. Well, you know that shit smells like pickles and farts and pussy air. Like that backshot air is wild. Sorry, continue.
Although that's what you brought to the conversation, the backshot air. They were not sexually attractive women at all. But they were sitting there like
my sex life for the rest of my life, like with a lot of.
It was just so funny, dog, because they were sitting there talking about, oh, I'm doing this to be healthy. Meanwhile, they're both sitting there like bags under their eyes, tired as hell, and I'm just like, all the energy in the world. Like, yeah, I eat milk and steak every day and about 6 eggs every morning, and I look like this, and I'm never out of energy. But do you?
Did you say that to them?
Yeah, they asked.
Oh, they asked. Okay, you didn't just like psychopathically like just like add your like, well, I eat dairy, you fucking bitches, and just like flip them, and like you just got like
listen, if anyone's gonna have if anyone's having a conversation about diet and exercise, I'm always there, and people, you know, I look like this, so people tend to want my opinion, and I'm like.
Okay, Jonathan,
I'm not the one falling asleep.
Like, chill out.
Like, I'm not the one with bags under my eyes. Dude, I also like never met a raw vegan that was a sane person. Like, anybody who I've ever met who was a raw vegan was very unhinged. Like, just super mentally ill in every capacity. That was a big trend, I feel like, in like 2014. Or maybe it wasn't a trend. Maybe it just... I was on Tumblr, I don't know, but people were doing it, and it was like every person I met like that was like, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, when somebody's like a drug addict and they quit the drugs, but then they get really invested into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing to a point where like everything is unhealthy. Like it was like that, like CrossFit, you know, fucking cooking to the point where they like being a chef saved my life. I love watching CrossFit. But some people like get to the point where they're like, oh, I'm dedicating my life to CrossFit, and really they're just hurting themselves all the time, and they're like 96 pounds.
Yeah. It's really amazing. Like, you'll have these people do like these cleaning jerks and like put like every stupid like thing that they could put on risk, and it's a really, I mean, I get it. The explosive energy should be there, but it's a little much sometimes. A little much, just a little much.
I mean, I
like
love,
people were bleeding for CrossFit.
The thing about CrossFit is like it's fun, but like there was like a cult of it for a while. I feel like the cult's kind of died down a little bit, but like
I think CrossFit is dead because the guy from CrossFit got canceled somehow, if I'm correct.
I do not know. I haven't tapped in lately, but like there was just a point where like CrossFit got really popular, and like with all things, when it gets popular, people enter the space that don't care about it. So you had people who are CrossFit training you for this thing that they just found out about last week. So people were throwing their shoulders out, and then, you know, they added to the gym fail memes of the world. So at least that was their contribution. And it was a good time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Fuck CrossFit. The founder and CEO resigned after making inflammatory remarks about nationwide protest in support of Black Lives Matter. Yeah. That was 2020.
Why is everybody racist, dog? Does everybody have to be racist?
They all have to disappoint us. They all got to disappoint us. They all got to disappoint us. Really, at the end of the day, like literally.
Let me tell you, as a black person, I truly miss a time where I just did not know anybody's opinions before internet, man. Like, you could just watch some shit. I wonder what percentage of people I grew up watching have publicly said something racist in the last 3 years. Like, how much of pro wrestling is racist, do you think?
An
easy 75%.
99%. 99. Honestly,
we talking about wrestlers or fans?
It has gotten less racist. No, I think the wrestling like sphere is inherently very racist. Like it's an industry that has like historically held down like black athletes, like literally done it, like refused to put a world title. Like in a sport that everything is made up, you can't tell me that one black person came along and didn't impress you. Like you had Farouk in the 90s, bro. Farouk should have been the person that everything got hitched to. I get what Emma Johnson, didn't work, but like Farouk should have been it. Like, and literally that's who I have to talk about. Farouk, D'Lo Brown, kind of The Rock.
Brown.
You're talking a real one now.
I feel like The Rock was like the only ethnically, well, no. Because the thing is, like, The Rock is ethnically ambiguous. So I was going to say that, like, I think he's the only person that was not white whose thing wasn't that he was a different race. Like, the Dudley Boys, the whole stick was like one of them was black. Booker T's whole thing was that he was black. The Rock was just kind of like ethnically ambiguous. I'm pretty sure I grew up thinking The Rock was Puerto Rican because I'm from New York and I thought everybody was Puerto Rican when I was 6.
Because of the shape up. Because of the tape up. The tape up threw people off. Like once he started doing the pointed thing, like people were like, this might be.
Like I think I remember being like 11 and The Rock started talking about like his like maybe not even 11, maybe like 15. And The Rock started like talking about his like ethnicity, and I was like, "Since when?"
Since when, bro? Listen,
I thought you were Poppy.
I agree.
Dímelo, Rock. How you say rock in Spanish?
I don't think. Roca.
Dímelo, Roca.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You're getting better at this. And you know what? I respect you for it. Like I would. Yeah, no, wrestling is very, very, very much racist. It like literally is it's 2023 and we're still struggling.
I'll give it this. I think wrestling fans have gotten less racist since I've grown up because wrestling has gotten bigger. Wrestling was pretty much in the 90s like solely for rednecks, solely for white trash.
Oh yeah.
And I think as it got bigger, the fan bases got bigger and therefore it became less more racist. Inclusive. But I'm thinking it's like 50-50. Like, I don't believe in black lives versus everybody else who's probably not even like, who just has no opinion.
I mean, the WWE itself is pretty evil. Like WWE is kind of evil itself. I mean, they literally like.
Right.
You know what? We're not going to get too deep on the Saudi Arabia hitch, because then I get into a rabbit hole about how I feel about things, and then boom, boom, no longer invited to Qatar. You know what? I want to see Qatar at least once, and then I'm going to flame you right after I leave the country. Be like, that shit was ass. Your pizza.
Qatar? I think Qatar is like
it's
amazing.
Not ass. No, it is.
I'm pretty sure Qatar is
the thing
like...
is...
Let me see.
The problem is...
Last I heard about Qatar, I'm pretty sure it's like a futuristic city. Hold on.
It is. It's a completely man-made... Dubai is man-made. Like, it's amazing. But the fact is it's still a place that, you know, literally Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's not married to his partner, even though that they have children with, still had to get special permission for him to be able to stay in the same hotel room. It's 2023, bro.
Dubai sucks, bro.
That is...
But we go there, and then say that, like, that was ass. We out here, like, listen, we were bitches, and they're not wearing anything. You gotta watch feet for the rest of your life, you piece of shit.
I'm pretty sure if you landed in Qatar, they would arrest you immediately for smelling like weed. So...
Yes. No.
I don't think you get to come back and say it sucked.
Where do you think we listen?
Fucking piss test.
Where do you think we get Afghan Kush from? Like, we get it from the Middle East. Listen, somebody smells like that, or somebody can mask it. You know what? I could put Egyptian musk, and we good. Nobody's gonna tell the difference. What are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, "Oh, look, bro, I know. I have my ways. Listen, I'll eat edibles all day if I have to."
I love how being sober was not an option.
No,
edibles instead.
You think I'm going to be in but listen, I'm in a completely different country, and you're going to tell me you're going to be sober the entire time? You're going to tell me that you can't? Like, bro, come on. Like, the social anxiety attached to just meeting people and everything it can be something that stops you. But just that social lubricant, whatever your drug of choice is, right? You get a couple beers in you take, a tab of something, you take a couple drags of your joint. It works. Even if it's a cigarette, it just gives you enough courage to keep going and go like, wow. And then food tastes usually pretty good under any of those vices. Usually.
Well, all of them are very illegal in Qatar, so I don't think.
OD.
I think you like I think it's like you don't get to go home. Like, I think
before you land, and then
bro, there was
okay. So now you're getting drugs on the plane. Okay, this plan is getting better and better every second. Yeah.
There was this thing about this guy who.
You can tell me that you don't think there's drugs in Qatar? There's drugs in Qatar.
I'm sure
somebody's got hashish.
But they're way harsher about drugs than they are here, like 1,000,000 times.
There was that guy in Dubai who had an edible in the United States. When he got there, for some reason, he got drug tested, and they saw that he had THC in his system, and he was arrested, and they wouldn't let the nigga out.
That's whack. Can you imagine? I would never.
Bro, you couldn't go there right now. They'll just drug test you and be like, yeah, straight to
They don't even got to drug test me. They just pull up this video.
They're like,
this was you, right?
Mister.
We're like,
You could also get arrested in Qatar for PDA. Any intimacy in public between men and women, including between teenagers, can lead to arrest. Living together whilst unmarried is prohibited in Qatar, and sex outside of marriage. How do you regulate that, first of all? Regardless of whether this is same-sex couples or opposite-sex couples, is illegal. That's a weird... I feel like that'd be like even as a super religious man, I feel like as a politician to make laws around dick, I feel like you gotta be that's kind of just weird. Like that's like you don't just write these laws or enforce these laws as a Qatar official and go, man, this is a weird ass job.
It's a really weird ass job. Can you imagine be like tapping into somebody's phone and then finally hear like, hey, do you want to come over? or like hey, like you want to watch Netflix, or you want to like they hear those keywords and then they bust in the door as you're about to get the gawk, and they'll like pull her head off your crotch, and they beat the shit out of both of you. Really, because like what else are they doing? Like they just arrest you, or do they like publicly humiliate you? Like that. How many people are getting arrested because of sex before marriage? You know what I'm saying? Because somebody has
Probably
to have done
lot.
it.
You know what I want to know? I want to know about the snitches, right? Because like, if you live with your woman and that's illegal,
dirty.
How do they find that out? Like, is the Amazon driver seeing like two names getting dropped off at the same place and going, I can't stand for this, I'm going to the police. Like,
the aunties,
you know what I mean? Like
the aunties that exist in all of cultures. The tias, la whatever they're called in every other language. The aunts of the world, they check in. That's the person who's like pulling the blind down, but like, I saw two of them walking there and haven't come out since. This is inappropriate. I saw her fucking wrist. Can you believe this shit? Like they were definitely having sex. Can you imagine, like, you know how women have like a certain outfit that they put on where they have like an official dick appointment? Right? Like they're either dating somebody, like, it's usually like some kind of sweatsuit that's, comfortable, maybe some Uggs or, Crocs nowadays. What's the equivalent, for women over there? Like if you feel like hot, like, cause it has to happen. There's no statistic in the world that can tell me.
You get arrested if you feel hot. You get stoned to death if you feel hot,
bro. But like, what if you had like a silent like visage for people? Like you wear like gold.
That's the thing.
Like thread across your ass or something like that. Like where your shoulder has like a philale. I don't know, whatever they're called, a foily or some shit like.
Well, that's the thing. Like over there, like that's their religion. So they think all the people over there, they think the way we live is absolutely disgusting. They're super and down for their faith. They would feel shame going outside in t-shirts.
Humans are humans. Humans are humans. There's going to be people who dissent. People who naturally don't understand the kind of society. Everyone exists. Like we're not singular. Like we are like, being alt, like kind of like, kids in black and brown spaces and Latino spaces and whatever in New York City, just the culture, right? Like we understand that there's something different about us. Like even just like implanting in our own, like, maybe like little microcosms in our families and maybe our direct neighborhood or something like that. Even our schools, how we feel. So there's definitely people in that country right now like stroking dick really hard and like flicking their bean that somebody's getting fisted, double fisted, and there is no shame, bro. That shit is going up on OnlyFans somehow, some way, somewhere. She put on a VPN and they're sponsoring her. Norton VPN. Get 25% off for the first year if you would subscribe to me. And I'm not going to be offensive and say some terrible names. So we're just going to say we're going to leave it at that. Okay.
Oh, you just talked about getting fisted in guitar, and now you're not going to be offensive. Now that's
no.
That's your
I'm
hard limit.
I'm not going to be racially insensitive. Like people fist each other every day, every moment of the world.
You're just like literally, the Islamic faith is disgusting, but I don't want to be offensive.
No. I didn't say the Islamic faith is disgusting. I think people are disgusting regardless. People will always devolve regardless of how stringent a society is. Like, listen, even at our craziest, even at our like maybe more like Puritan, like people are still giving handies. People are still sucking dick.
I mean, I think that maybe very few dissenters. So like, I feel like when it comes to God, enough. Bro. When it comes to your God, I feel like a lot of people are very solid in that. I don't believe in shit, which is why, fist me whenever. But like when it comes to, your eternal life, I feel like most people are pretty.
Hope you saved that clip, Joey. Like mark it down. Fist me. This has to happen.
But also, no, mark it down because this episode is going to be called Fisted in Guitar.
Fisted in Guitar. Yeah. Perfect. Definitely. That's the best title that we've made so far.
Can't wait for you to make that clip, make that thumbnail. We'd really love to see what heinously offensive thing you're going to do for that.
I got to toe the line in some way. You know, I can't be like outwardly like terrible. Like I can't, but I can be really offensive. Like I made like didn't I make an image of Kevin Samuels like the day after he died, like dressed up as a pirate. Like I'm an insensitive human being.
Yo, that's
like
crazy.
Like yeah, we're gonna have to be really careful with that thumbnail. That I can't even. It's just gonna have to be a fist with like the nation of guitar in front of it. Like no
nation
turbans
of domination.
On there.
Holy shit!
I love how you're just taken aback by your own joke. Are you being fisted right now?
I should be. I'm the best. Like that. Thank you for that inspiration train, young people, because we are we got to remember that, because I am definitely putting nation domination mixed with guitar, and I'm gonna put like the SmackDown fist somewhere. D'Lo Brown is there.
Yeah, we've gone over the Rock. It's gonna be like being the Puerto Rican Rock being fisted in guitar. For Valentine's Day, yes, that's what he's probably. Honestly, that could be what the Rock is doing, fisting somebody in guitar for Valentine's Day. If
so
anybody's pulling that off, it's the Rock.
What does sex look like with the Rock? Like really, realistically, right? Like it doesn't matter how much gear he's taking. Like he's a giant mammoth of a person.
Better question: how many times a day do you think about sex with the Rock? I feel like it's more than once.
3 times. 3 times at least. Listen,
I feel like
why
you
not?
probably think about. I feel
it's so small.
I feel realistically, you probably think about sex with Samoans once a week and at least once a month, specifically with it being The Rock. Mm-hmm. That's a good number, a good range.
That's a good number. Because
I don't think The Rock has sex. Honestly, I don't think The Rock is a sexual creature.
No, come on,
you know
stop
why?
it.
Because Kevin Hart has a joke about this where
he has mad kids. What are you talking about?
Yeah, to spread his legacy.
Bro,
so does Kevin Hart. But Kevin Hart,
sex.
Kevin Hart has like 3 kids or 4, but he's got a joke about how he's like his wife like wanted him to put it down, and he's like, "Baby, do you want me to put it down, or do you want to be rich? Because like I can't do both." And I think The Rock is the same way, but also you got to pair The Rock with his body as well. So Kevin Hart's in pretty good shape, but like The Rock is The Rock. So I don't think with his schedule, I think the sex he has is probably amazing, but it's
Kevin
not
Hart
frequent.
Also cheated on his wife though.
You know, we all fall down sometimes.
He found the time somehow to put it down somewhere.
Oh, he put it down
where he could get it.
A little drip.
He was like, I need.
Bro, you got to be up in there. You can't. Listen, maybe a little pre-cum helps you out, but every now and then. But like once you get to a certain age, you got to full on bust. And as you get older, things don't like. The things that used to turn you on don't turn you on as much. Like maybe they're still part of your core personality, but you've evolved. Now maybe, before it used to be, a little licking, a little bite every now and then. Now you like to be plunged into darkness and having, a double ended, dildo rammed into your ass and to your partner's ass.
Wow.
Yeah. So your Valentine's Day was crazy, huh?
She had my leg up for a little bit, and I was like, I quivered a little, and I was like, okay, hold on. And she's like, don't worry, I'm not gonna do that to you. I was like, thank you, because I felt a little vulnerable in that position, and I don't know if I'm ready for that step. Still, I'm still not ready to have my ass ate. Did you
ever see that one story of the dude who got so into it with his girl, and they had a dildo, so he's in her ass with a dildo. No, he's in the pussy with the dildo and in her ass, and then he pulls the dildo out and starts sucking on it, and he's like, wait a second.
I remember that man. You brought that up.
Yeah.
And just to circle back, yes, he was in his primal nature. He was no thoughts, just sex.
I've always wondered about that. I've had those thoughts before, damn, in that situation, it's I want to put my mouth. That was in so I want to put my mouth, but that's can I put, is it okay if I put my mouth on that?
Yeah,
the comments were interesting. The comments were a very mixed bag. Because some women were like, I could not finish after that, and some women were like, I would have married him. So it was 100 and 0 on either side. There was nobody in the middle. You need to be open.
You need to be open. And on this Valentine's, I'm going to give you guys all a gift. A gift that I had promised to you guys a couple of weeks ago, but I forgot because I got too high. But because of how marriage is, and I want to open this up with that somehow Sasha convinced my wife to have a threesome with me. And it was a glorious thing. It's a great thing. It's a continuing thing. It's all kinds of fun. Everyone's, in a happy place. We're secure, and being secure in your relationship is the finest and the best thing you can do for yourself. Because when you look at your partner and realize that they're a human being with feelings and maybe, needs and wants and maybe even curiosities, you have to kind of like give into those, but also know when to stop, So yeah, that was my Valentine's Day gift. Somehow I got into polyam a little bit. Here we are today. I
love how, what's hilarious about this?
That we got right here.
You know what's hilarious about this, bro? The fact that, like, we have known about your polyamory situation, your unicorn for quite some time. But I love how you waited until Valentine's Day to drop this on the lonely motherfuckers listening to this podcast. You're like, y'all don't got no bitches? I got 2. Happy Valentine's Day, you lonely fucks.
There's so many things I could say, but I'm going to keep it at the reality is it's fucking fun. You know what? If there's anything else in this world, everyone should be able to experience the optimal level that they'd like to, whatever that is, whatever your limit is, just enjoy each other. There's a carnal thing and it's fucking fun. It really, sometimes it'll add length and add something in the tank for a while, because there's this energy, even about thinking about it, will get you to a point where you're just more confident with each other, because now you're more comfortable with explaining each other, what are things that you're really into or not into. And, things, and that kind of liberty comes, maybe a little easier for some people it doesn't. And, I think for us, especially with my wife, it was something that helped her, open up about things that she's always been interested in. And, we've had these conversations for a while, and it was cool. So, my message to you today on this Valentine's Day isn't that I have 2 of anything, is the fact that if you can express yourself to whoever you're with in the best way possible, communicate, open up every fucking channel possible, and be honest. Be honest about who you are and what you're doing, because putting on a facade or some kind of persona does nothing for anybody. And we all do it. And that's where we slip into the imposter syndrome kind of thing, because we start to not believe in our own shit.
I just want to address the fact that once you dropped the extra girlfriend on us, you started talking like Isaac Hayes, hey baby,
I did not.
You got to open up with your boo thing. You know what I mean? You can't you got to explore every option out there with your lover, even if it means another lover. There was a backdrop of music going on. It was a Barry White instrumental. Barry White. The whole time he was talking, you thought he was the coolest thing in the world right now. Don't think I didn't feel every ounce of that right now. Right, and another 8 years, you're gonna get a third girlfriend. You gonna
no.
I think that's next up for you.
Imagine I just go like Doc Antle. What did that guy that had just women on this giant property? They literally had their own mini mansions, and he just stopped by on his elephant. Legit, bro would just ride his elephant up to his women's houses. He was this is Betty. This is Jenny. This, and they're all exotic. None of them are just plain white women. He's dipping in everybody's pool. He's having fun, and he's riding an elephant. if I get into that
I feel like if
situation,
you ride an elephant, you can't fuck white women. Like if you're riding an elephant, you're on to the next level of shit, bro. You gotta.
You just can you slide off Persians of it? Is my question.
Racist? Probably.
Yeah, a little bit. But what would happen if you could slide off of it? Like, could we slide off the trunk? Like really quickly, like what up? Like pull right up to her, be like, "What's up, baby?" You know how like you pull out the car kind of in a certain way. Like if you pull out on the elephant in a certain way, like here,
like you slide down,
like and you just like slide down. Thank you, Babar, and he like fist bumps you with his little
Babar.
Babar goes hard. We were talking about Babar the other day, and Babar goes extra hard. I'm gonna put Babar for my kids tomorrow. I don't give a shit.
Is that where we're going? Wait, are we transitioning from group sex to 90s children's cartoons? Is that what we're doing right now? Is that the pivot we're making?
Here we are.
Yeah,
here we are.
I feel like for the fans out there, I feel like you need to honor, if nothing else about this podcast, our ability to pivot to literally fucking nowhere. We started with talking about the Super Bowl, and we've ended up in fisting in foreign lands, Cardona having orgies every night.
No orgies, but
if this podcast isn't the wildest ride of all the podcasts you listen to, especially for black people, because that's why I wanted to start this podcast. I felt like the black space specifically, everything was about dating and fucking what fucking Lil Durk was doing. Like I needed a random space for brown people to come, and you got it here.
You came.
White people cornered that market, bro, of like random shit on podcasts. White people have that market cornered, and I felt a need that we needed to fill something. Black people get two on theme.
Two on theme. It's been an interesting episode. I have had a good time, but you know what I want to do? I want to get back to Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I didn't get to nerd out on this episode, so I owe everybody on that, because I'm gonna get right back into it. I'm gonna make Cloud do squats all day. That shit is so fun. I don't know why that mini game just sucks me. All the mini games suck me in. Any mini game. Like mini games are the best.
And I've had it like since it came out, and I haven't beat it yet.
It's easy, but it's a great ride. Like you literally just have a great ride. Like, I mean, you know what, bro? Where'd you get up to?
I think I'm on the final chapter right now.
Oh, you're on the final chapter. So then you experienced the stuff that I experienced. So, looking at it and feeling like, holy shit, these characters in front of me was kind of like a mind-blowing thing for me. Like, cause I remember and I've told it on the podcast a million times, but it's because it like is one of those like core memories where I remember yelling at my mom, telling her to come look at the cutscene and how realistic this looked, and blown away. And I'm watching it again as a 35-year-old man, and I'm looking to my wife and I'm like, look how realistic this looks. It was a cool loop for me. So shout out to Final Fantasy VII Remake for unlocking that. I'm interested where your story goes.
Your inner child.
Oh God, it's so good. When you tap into that, like that's like mainline. Oh, I need it. Good old
and
Euphoria.
That's we'll end the episode right there on you mainlining fucking PlayStation.
I'm mainlining PlayStation. Boys, it's been good. It's been a great day. I want everybody out there to remember to keep commenting, keep talking to us, hit us up. Tell us about your Valentine's Day plans. How did it go? Did you get curved? Did you not get curved? Did you make it? Did you have a threesome? Are you in a polyam relationship? Are you interested in talking? Just comment. Shout out to us. I'll respond. I'll say what's up. We'll have a conversation. I know Sasha does it all the time. You know, let's see what's up. And remember, we drop episodes every Thursday, right in the morning, and before you guys usually wake up. You'll have it in front of you. And that's all I got. You take it away, Sasha.
Yes, and follow me at thin.cruel.lips on TikTok and Instagram, and at NMTPod on Facebook, and at National Meat Treasure on TikTok and Instagram. Especially blow up that Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube, by the way. Turn the bells on, the notifications, thumbs up, please. Comment, shake ass. That doesn't have anything to do with us, but do it anyway because
shake ass.
It's getting warmer outside.
Do
Shake
crime.
ass and do crime. Shake ass and steal seasonings.
Steal seasonings. Shake ass while you're stealing seasonings is like the best part.
That's how you distract the Walmart security.
Yeah.
Just start to put on some Ice Spice. Or some 303 bam. Boom, segue.
Yeah, follow me at Saint Thrilla on Instagram and TikTok. And follow me at Youngmoth on Instagram. And follow 303 BAM on Instagram. And check out our videos on YouTube. For a Reason video out now. That's it.
It's a gentle kiss for Valentine's Day for everybody.
It's nice. It's easy. You guys have a good night. I love you guys. You guys that are listening to us, good morning. I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. If not, let us know. Bye.
Man, I'm on this 303 baby timing, man. Hey, yo, Thriller, man, what we doing, gang? Hunters coming in, make sure that paper going all around.